Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 105. Today we're going to be talking about cleaning your home more efficiently. So please stick around for a few quick words from our sponsor and we'll get right into the show. Okay, so before we get into talking about cleaning your home more efficiently, I always like to do a frugal tip of the week on any episodes that are not on a frugal topic, just to keep some kind of frugal aspect to the episode. So this week's frugal tip of the week is to not always buy in bulk to get the best price per whatever, per pound, per ounce, per whatever it is that you're buying, if you don't have enough budget to buy that item. So like if you have, say, $20 to go out and buy some groceries, I know this is just an example. So if you go into the store and you can get like 5 different things for that $20, or you can get one giant bag of flour, even though you're getting the best deal, it doesn't make sense because now either you can't get the other things that you needed if you're going to stick to your budget, or you have to buy all the other stuff too, which is now going to make you go way over your budget. So in some instances, depending on the budget that you have that you're trying to stick to, it's not always the best idea to get the best price per if it's going to cause you to go over budget. If you could stay within budget, of course, and you're going to use it, it's not going to go to waste, then of course it's always better to get the best price per ounce or whatever it is you're buying. But the tip is just, if it's going to cause you to go over budget and overspend more than what you were going to spend, it's better to just pay a little bit more and stick within your budget. So that's my frugal tip of the week. Okay, so tips for getting your house cleaned more efficiently. So the first one that I think is probably the most important is to have a plan before you start. So I kind of heard it described like this once. It's like if you have a cleaning company come in, they're not going to walk in your house and look around and be like, I wonder where we should get started today. They're going to come in with a plan. They're going to be like, okay, first we're doing the bathrooms, then we're doing the kitchen, then we're going to do the floors at the end. You know, like they come in with a specific plan in mind, and they don't waste time that way. And it's no different with cleaning your home. You have to have a plan in mind so you can just go from one thing to the next without having to take time to sit around and think what you're going to be working on. So as part of that, like as you come up, you know, at the first time you might have to kind of sit and take a little time and think of the plan, what the plan is. But the more you do it, it just becomes a routine, and it helps you move so much faster because you just know, exactly what you're going to do next. So as part of the plan, you're not only planning like, okay, first I'm going to work in the kitchen, then I'm going to work in the living room, then I'm going to work in the bathroom. It's further than that. It's also then within each room to plan what you're going to do in that room in what order, or at least the areas that you're going to work in, like in an order. So like, I'm not saying going crazy about every like specific detail, but if you were going to do the kitchen, maybe it might be, okay, first I'm going to load the dishes, then I'm going to clean the sink, then I'm going to wipe down the stove and the surfaces, then I'm going to spot clean the cabinets, wipe down the kitchen table, sweep the floor, and mop the floor. So kind of like a rundown in your head. So as you complete each thing, you just jump right to the next. So that's kind of an example. So having a plan before you start is really super important. And like I said, the more you do those, you don't even need to like think about what the plan is even. You just start, it becomes a routine, and you just go from one to the next, and it helps you be a lot more efficient because you're not taking any time of having to think what you're going to work on next in between getting things done. Okay, so then another tip is to start with your least favorite task first. Because when you first start cleaning, that's when you're going to have the most energy, and you want to get that done so that you can, sorry, I got distracted. I heard a door open and close, and I just totally got distracted. I think one of my kids might have just woke up. It's a school day. So anyway, so let me restart that one. So start with your least favorite task first. If you can't stand doing, there is an exception here. If you hate mopping, I don't want to say hate, but I mopping is my least favorite. Of course, I wouldn't want to do that first because you're not going to like mop and then clean. But if it's something like cleaning the toilet or doing the bathroom or cleaning the shower stall or something like that that you just really don't like doing, it might be a good idea to get that done first, because one, you have the most energy when you first start cleaning, and two, if you leave it to the end when you are out of that energy, you could be a lot more likely to say you don't feel like doing it or you ran out of time, and then you're not going to get it done. So just get it out of the way first and then move on to the things that you don't mind doing as much. Okay, the next tip is to clear clutter first. So it's not even, it's just not a good idea to try and start cleaning your room when there's things in the room that don't belong in that room. So before you even start to clean, just go around and pick up things that don't belong in there. If they belong to the kids, have the kids come get them. If there's like a glass or a throw blanket that fell on the floor, whatever, just pick everything up. One, it makes the room just look a lot nicer, so then you get a little bit more of that motivation to keep going. And things need to get put back where they belong anyhow. So it's always a good idea to just start, before you even start thinking about cleaning your room, just to clear any clutter that might be in that room first. One thing that I heard of that I really want to try that I haven't done yet, it's not like a cleaning tip, but regarding finding those things that are in the room that really don't belong there, if they belong to other people and they're not things that you're going to go necessarily put away. Like, for example, my kids might leave out a pair of shoes, or they might leave socks lying there, or whatever. If it's a cup, of course, yes, I'm going to go put that in the sink. But if it's something that kind of belongs to them, I don't like to just toss it into the room, because sometimes I'm afraid they're either not going to see it or they won't realize, where I put it, and then they can't find it. So I usually just kind of stick it like in the hallway on my floor, and I tell them, come grab your stuff. But sometimes if they're sleeping or who knows what, it's just not really convenient. So I heard this tip where you get a bin for each person, and you put it in somewhere that's not like out in the common areas, maybe like in the basement or whatever, if you have some kind of a location that's not like out in the hallway like mine, like I always do. And you have a bin for each person, and that way if you see stuff that belongs to that person, you just throw it in the bin. And then if they're looking for something that they left around, or if you want to go say, hey, go grab your things out of your bin, like later on when they do get up, if they were sleeping when you were cleaning, you could just have a central location. You don't have to think about it. You just grab their stuff, you go stick it in there. So I thought that was a really good idea. I definitely want to try that, but I haven't done that yet. So anyway, clear clutter first before you even think about starting to get cleaning. The next tip is to keep your cleaning supplies easily accessible. So it's really kind of annoying if you're like in a room far away and then you have to go like all the way back to a closet and grab your stuff, and then maybe you forgot to grab a rag or whatever tools you were using. So you want to either keep a cleaning caddy to carry with you to each room that has like your basic supplies that you're going to be using, or what I do is I keep the cleaning supplies, mostly I use cleaning supplies. I have them for our bathroom, for the bathroom upstairs, for the bathroom in our basement, and then I also have kitchen cleaning supplies under the sink. So I kind of try and keep supplies central everywhere that I'm going to be cleaning. So like the toilet bowl cleaner that I use, for example, I keep one in the upstairs closet to do the upstairs bathroom, and then I keep one in the basement in the laundry room, which is right across from the bathroom in the basement. That way, no matter which room I'm working on, I have the supplies right there. The only thing I probably could do better on is I do use microfiber cloths to clean, and I don't keep those in the closets. I keep them in one central location in my bedroom, which I know that just sounds weird as I said it out loud, but I kind of have this big thing of them, and I just keep them under my bed, and I just reach under and grab a couple when I need them. But before I go start cleaning, I know how many I need, and I'll just grab them, and then I'll go start cleaning. So I do have it with me. I just don't have it in like a caddy or something like that. So just make sure you have the cleaning supplies that you're going to need with you so that they're right there when you're doing your cleaning, and you don't have to go back and grab different things as you're moving to different parts of your home or whatever you're cleaning. Let's see, what else? Okay. Pick a spot in your room to start and then work your way around. So you want to go from top to bottom when you're cleaning, obviously, because if dust falls or things like that, you want it to go down so that as you continue cleaning, you're not like putting dirty stuff on what you just cleaned. But then you also want to pick a direction to move in. So you're going from top to bottom, but then you also want to either go from, I think clockwise would be most logical, but I don't know. I'm right-handed. I don't know if people that are left-handed, maybe they want to go counterclockwise. I really don't know if there's any relation, but it doesn't matter. You just want to be going in a direction so that you circle the room, so that you are covering the entire room. And it'll just help you know that you kind of covered it, because you're going in a straight motion. You're not just jumping from here to there, and then at the end maybe you're not really sure if you missed something. It just kind of helps you go through the room smoothly and stay on task and cover everything. You're not going to like miss stuff because you're kind of going in a direct motion, in a direction, working your way around the room. Okay, so the next tip, which is one of my favorite things in many things even other than cleaning, is to stop striving for perfection. So even though this is the last of like the main tips, but then I do have some of my own tips that I'm going to throw in after this, but these were kind of like the high level, like main things to kind of think about when you're going to be doing your cleaning. But this is the last one, but I think it's really probably one of the most important tips if you're someone that gets hung up on wanting to get things done perfectly. If you spend too much time trying to get a particularly difficult spot clean, to get it done really, really well, you're giving up time that could have been spent on getting other things clean. So, like, for example, I've totally done this with my stovetop. I have a challenging stovetop where it's just very difficult to clean sometimes. Like, things have gotten, like, I don't know if they're like stains or whatever, but I have spots on the stovetop, like around the burners, where I go crazy trying to get it totally clean, and I've never been successful yet. I mean, it looks nice. It looks fine when it's clean, but I have never gotten like every spot off like I really want to, and I've tried different products and different scrub things and so many different things. And there's been times when I was going to clean the kitchen and I've taken like an hour working on the stovetop, and then I ran out of time because I had to go do something else, and I'm like, well, great, all I got done was the stovetop. So it's like, was it really worth it to try and like get that so super, super clean? Or would I have rather if I got the whole rest of the kitchen done in the same amount of time? So it's just thinking about like, is it really worth getting this thing so perfectly done if it's going to cost me getting many other things complete also? You'd rather have many other things complete, not 100% perfect, than just having one thing done perfectly. So really try to stop striving for perfection in areas where you can. Let's see. Okay, so those are kind of like the main tips. Now I just added in some of my own like random cleaning tips. They're not as high level. They might be a little bit more specific on specific tasks, but it's just a couple of things that I thought that would be good to add to the episode. Okay, so the first one is that if you're able to squeeze into your budget a robot vacuum, I would definitely suggest considering it. So if I had not actually won one of them at my company holiday party last year, I would never have considered spending the money on one. So I totally understand if you feel that way. But now that I have one, I really think it's a great thing to have if you can save up for one, or maybe budget for one or whatever. It's really great because it cleans, one, it does clean really well. Like, I'm surprised, I'll sweep, like we have hardwood floors in most of our house, and I'll sweep up before I run it because I don't want it picking up like large items. I always want to make sure that there's nothing like under the couch that's gonna jam in there or something like that. Like, say if someone had a sock, or like we have a guinea pig cage and sometimes like hay will fall out the side, so I sweep that big stuff up. But the floor will look like relatively clean, and it's really amazing how much stuff that vacuum still winds up picking up, even though I'm looking at the floor and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really look that bad. It picks up so much. And it's just really it's just such a great feeling to like have it cleaning a room while you're cleaning another room. It's like you're getting double work done at the same time. And the way that they work is it has like a little rubber strip that you lay down so you can divide rooms. So you don't have to have it like vacuuming your whole house at once. So like, say if you just have like, because you do have to have everything picked up in a room, like all shoes, socks, power cords, like everything needs to be picked up where the vacuum's going to be running. So what I do is I just kind of pick up one room, and then I lay down the strip so that it can't escape that room, and then I have it vacuuming, working in that room while I'm doing another room. So it's really a neat thing. If you can afford one, I would suggest considering it, at least looking into it. It's been really helpful to me. And like I said, though, I totally understand. I never would have bought one for myself. I never would have thought it would be worth it. But I won one at a company party, and I really just love it now. I think I would always want to have one. Okay, another tip I have, and this would only really be relatable if you don't have like a gigantic or like a larger bathroom. This is more just for like a regular, typical sized bathroom that just has like sink, toilet, tub kind of thing. But what I do is when I clean the bathroom, when I'm done, so I use a microfiber cloth, a clean one, like to do the tub, like after I've done the toilet and everything. I'll use one cloth to do the toilet, and then that goes right to the wash. But then I'll use like a fresh one to clean the shower. So I don't know, to me it's not really getting dirty, it's just getting cleaner and like wiping the shower down, because I clean my shower every single week, so it's never like dirty, it's just like kind of wiping things down. So when I'm done cleaning the shower, I take that same microfiber cloth and I hand wash the bathroom floor. I just find it so much quicker and easier. The rag is already wet, it already has cleaning supply on it. And I just get on my hands and knees. I can go around the toilet, I can get in the corners. You could really get like the entire floor. And I don't even usually sweep it first, because there's rarely even anything that needs to be swept on the bathroom floor. Occasionally there is, and I'll go grab a broom. But mostly whatever is on the floor, if there's anything, it's usually something I could just kind of grab in the microfiber cloth. But I do it once a week, so it's really not, it just comes clean really quickly. And I just find it so convenient because I don't have to, after I'm done cleaning the tub, I don't have to get up, go grab the mop, go grab the broom, and I just kind of do it by hand real quick, and it's been working really well. That's the only way I've been cleaning that floor. I wipe it down once a week with the microfiber cloth that I've just finished using on the tub, and it works really well for me. So that's one tip for cleaning the bathroom floor. If you might want to consider doing it by hand if your bathroom's not too large to make that impractical. Okay, another tip is to dust surfaces with a damp microfiber cloth. So it seems to me, I've been doing this recently, and it seems to help with grabbing dust a little bit better if the cloth is a little damp, not wet. I don't think that you'd want to do it with like fully wet, but just kind of a little damp, because I notice sometimes even with the microfiber cloth, if you're like going around dusting, like some dust might kind of like push off or like go into the air or whatever, but with the little bit of damp one, it seems to kind of suck up the dust better, and then it just looks nice. It kind of gives like whatever you're dusting like a little bit of a shine. And then I'll just have a dry one too, and then just kind of wipe behind it just to dry any like little bit of dampness there might be from the cloth, just so that it doesn't like streak or anything like that. Another tip of mine is when you're cleaning the kitchen, well, this isn't a tip of mine. I'm sure many people have this tip, but it's just something that I do that I thought of sharing. So when you're cleaning the kitchen, before you start cleaning the kitchen, walk through the rest of the house and just see if there's any things you need to gather up, like especially if you have kids that might leave like a cup or like a snack plate or something around the house. Just go around first and gather up any of those random cups, plates, etc., whatever might be there. So that way you can get them done first before you finish cleaning the kitchen, because it's just so annoying when you finish cleaning the kitchen and then like you walk into the next room and you see like a bowl and a cup and you're like, oh my gosh, I just finished, now I got this. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just really annoying when that happens. So I always try and walk around, especially if I'm going to be loading the dishwasher, to make sure I can get everything in there that I possibly can. Okay, and then the last tip that I have, actually no, not my last tip. This is my second to last tip. Okay, so this tip is to clean more frequently if you can. So the more times you can clean throughout the week, the easier your cleaning gets, because things don't get dirty. So even though it seems like, oh, I'm going to be taking more time because I'm cleaning more often, you are, but your cleaning is that much quicker and easier each time you do it. So like, for example, the more times throughout the week you could wipe down the toilet bowl real quick, or a countertop, or maybe if you see like a little spill, just clean it up real quick. Instead of like waiting till you mop like if you see like a little sticky spot, instead of waiting till you mop the floor tomorrow or the next day, just like wipe it up real quick. I don't mean a spill. Like, of course, if you see like if you spill something, you're going to wipe it up. But like maybe you see like a little something in the corner that someone didn't notice that's a little sticky. Like, instead of waiting until next time you mop the floor, just scrub it up real quick. Just little things like that, especially like wiping down counters in the bathroom, wiping down the mirror. I use like a damp, actually I make it a tiny bit wetter, but a microfiber cloth to wipe down the mirrors in the bathroom, and then follow up with a dry one. And it cleans it so good and so quick. So just little things like that, keeping up and keeping surfaces clean. I also do the same thing with my fridge. I wipe out my fridge every single week, and I never really have to do like a big, huge, thorough cleaning. I take everything out. I get rid of what needs to go. I wash, like if there's a container, if there's leftover food that never got used up or whatever, which we really try and always use up our leftover food. But if that happens, I dump the food. I throw the container in the dishwasher. So I clean it out every week. So it's never this huge task. It's just so easy. I just wipe it out real quick, put everything back. So the more frequently you can do the cleaning, the easier the cleaning will become and the quicker it'll become. Okay, so now this is the last tip. And this is, again, these are just kind of random personal tips that I added in for things that I do. Okay, so this last tip is to set a schedule for certain days and times if you're able to. I know some people have a schedule that's kind of changes every week, based on however your shifts are at work. So it might not always work for everybody, but if you have a pretty standard schedule, I found that it's super helpful to have assigned certain days and times for cleaning. Like, for example, every Monday, I fully clean our main bathroom. So I never have to think about it. I get up, I know it's Monday, I know I clean the bathroom, I get right to work at it. I do it before I get ready for work. I do it in the morning. Maybe the evenings are better for you, but it seems that if you have a certain specific time set, it just makes it easier, because you just get up, you're like, okay, it's time for the bathroom, you do it. The next day might be something else. So I have a certain task assigned to each day of the week. And as soon as I get up and it's time to do it, I just go right to that task. I don't even have to think I just know, oh, it's Wednesday, I do the fridge this day. I do the fridge and the microwave on Wednesday. So it's just a routine. I don't even think about it. I just automatically do it. It makes it less likely to procrastinate, because you don't have to think about what you're going to do. You just know that that's the day you do those things. And if you are going to do that, I would suggest picking like your highest priority tasks that need to be done. That way, at the end of the week, or however you're plotting out your time, you'll have those done. And then if nothing else gets done, if you have a really busy weekend or whatever, that you got all the major things done that you needed to get done during the week. So that's my last tip. I hope this episode was helpful. Don't forget, you could reach out to me with any suggestions or feedback at facebook.com/Lola'sFrugalLife. You can send me a message through Facebook Messenger there. You can also join our private listeners group, which is at facebook.com/groups/Lola'sFrugalLife. I'd love to have you join. We'll be talking about topics related to the show, like cleaning, cooking, frugal tips, budgeting, anything like that. So please feel free to join. I'd love to have you. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this show. And also, if you would be kind enough to leave me a review or a rating, that would be really much appreciated. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a really awesome day.